Okay. Good to see everybody. Very excited about the victory. It's great to be able to go on the road in the SEC and get the win. I think Kentucky did a fantastic job tonight. My hat's off to Coach Phillips and his team. But I'm also pleased with our team to do what they had to do to win the ball game. And a lot of big plays had to be made, and then we had to play good down the stretch in order to win it. And so again, very thankful and pleased with the victory. And want to also, like I said, let Coach Phillips know that I felt like his team was well prepared and they did a heck of a job.
Or do you feel like you're better prepared than you thought they would be, considering what you have seen?
No, because I know Coach Phillips is a very good coach. Their staff is very sharp. I think that they have played much better at home than they played away, so I knew them being home was going to be a factor. A lot of times when you do play young guys, they tend to play better when they're at home. But no, I expected them to be well prepared, and they were.
Mark, you don't seem overly enthused with the win. Just overall, how do you feel like the guys played?
I felt like we played good enough to win, and I'm thankful we won, and I'm happy we won.
People like to score compare and that kind of thing. Obviously Florida had a big win. First off, when did you become aware of what Florida did? And
right.
Is there any concern that you weren't able to better handle a team that you were 4-touchdown favorite over?
Well, you know what? We did know that Florida had won the game by the time our game had begun. And you know what? I don't think you can do that. You can find probably another like opponent and compare that score, and try to make a decision off of that too. So you just can't do that. You just play every Saturday, and whoever plays best that Saturday is the winner.
One of a couple of players talked about last week's game and leaving a bad taste in their mouth and wanted to get that out. Did this game, do you think, satisfy that, getting the taste out of the mouth too?
It was just good to play again. It was good to get a victory. So I'm not thinking about the South Carolina game at all. So for me, it did.
Mark, the play Connor Norman made on the onside kick, that seemed like the Kentucky kicker was in position.
Yeah, it was a great job by him. Outstanding. Well, the kick, that kick would have rolled just a tad bit faster. He probably would have got it, but it was just kind of creeping along, and everybody's, I guess, their kicker had to wait for it to go 10, and Connor, was heads up to go around there and snatch it and be strong enough to convince the officials that it was his. So it was a huge play. There was a lot of huge plays in the game, game that close, but Connor did a great job.
Mark, how much do you think the defense was hurt without having Jarvis the whole game and then Avery after the first series?
You know what? We got plenty of good players in Georgia, and I would definitely wouldn't sit there and say that because Jarvis wasn't there, we didn't play a certain way on defense. We got to play good regardless of who's in there. So, overall, again, we played good enough to win the ball game as a team, and I'm pleased with that. But it would be nice if Jarvis was back. I'm not sure he will be. He definitely could not have played tonight. He is working hard and getting better. We brought him on this trip just to give him as much rehab as we possibly could. We knew it was going to be a long day today, and so we had time to make sure he got some good treatment with Ron Corson, our head of sports medicine. And so could he play today? No. Will he be able to practice Monday? I hope so, but I'm not even sure of that.
I think Jordan stepped in for him.
I think he did a good job. I think he put some pressure on the quarterback at times. I don't know if he ever got a sack. He may have been in on a sack. I haven't looked at all the stats, but I thought he played hard. I thought he got after it. I don't think there was any major issues with him as far as assignments. There really hasn't been all year long. He's really a pretty sharp kid and tends to do things the way he's coached, so I think he played well.
Huge night for Aaron Murray, obviously 400
Right.
record for that, and he set the career touchdown record. Obviously, you guys needed that passing game tonight.
Well, yeah, I mean, a lot of things have to go well to throw the ball like that. You got to be able to protect. You got to be able to run good routes. You got to be able to put the ball on the money and catch it. And you got to have a good idea what you're doing. You got to have a little bit of scheme involved in there, and I think that everything came together well. There was a sack or two that we probably could have avoided. There was a ball that probably would have been a touchdown if we caught it. There was another one that was overthrown that I think would have been another long touchdown. So it could have been there could have been even more damage done in the passing game. But overall, I thought that we did a good job, and Aaron's a good football player. I'm happy for him, but I don't think he's all that eaten up with records. Maybe one day when he's looking back on his career, or got his son coming to visit and visit Georgia or something and talk about the good old days maybe, but he's more concerned about winning right now.
Mark, did you expect to be sharper all around coming off 2 weeks of the bye week and then Kentucky struggling?
I don't know. Kentucky had time to get their plan together, and they've got good personnel. They do a lot of really good things. So, I have respect for what they have done in the past and how they play tonight. Like I said earlier, I think they have played a lot better at home than they have away. We caught them at home, and we got a good SEC victory on the road. I think that's a lot to be said for that.
What was the reasoning from the officials on the fourth down where Malcolm had the run and the legal formation?
We were told that number 38, Costa, he was basically a down lineman. An eligible number like that can be a down lineman on a kick and snap. That's not a problem. But he was covered. Okay, he was covered up, and then after the shift, he was uncovered. He ended up being the end man on the line. That's a penalty. And yeah.
Did they get it right? The call right?
I'll be honest with you. I haven't dug deep enough in the playbook to know for sure, but I'm sure they got it right.
Coach Morgan struggled just a little bit in the kicking game. Had one ricocheted and one in, and one that was missed short. What are you guys doing to help him figure out what's going on? Because I understand he's 2 for 2 from 50 or better.
Yeah, I mean he's been outstanding on the deep field goals, and I guess now he's 5 out of 6 or something like that. We haven't had that many attempts, but he just struggled on the easy ones. Really, the extra points shouldn't be that way. I think he's hit the upright more than anybody in the nation, I would think. Probably set a school record for that. And he's probably made most of them that ricochet. That one there had to be in just by a fraction. I saw that official. I don't even know if he was sure, but thankfully, it was called good. But I don't know. I mean, you practice, and it just goes like clockwork. You think you got it solved, and then in the game, and he pulls it a little bit.
You said you felt like you have a few sacks that you shouldn't have. I mean, overall, were you pleased with the play off the line?
Well, in the passing game, I would say yes. We didn't run the ball as well as I would hope. And I don't know if that happened from, sometimes that's an issue of a tight end or a fullback or a back not hitting it where he should hit it. But until I see the film, I won't be sure about how well they did in the run game. But my guess is there's a little bit of everything.
Coach, you got what you wanted. You in Florida next week, and if you guys take care of a business, you're in really good position. I don't think anybody in the world's going to give you guys a chance in that game.
Right.
Just based on ranking and the way things have come down.
Right.
What you're feeling as you walk into that this week?
Well, you know what? That's why you play on Saturdays. That's why you play on Saturdays.
Were you all concerned that your players' attention might be on what was going on in Swampton as opposed to?
I wasn't concerned during the day. Like I said, I don't think you can keep that kind of secret from anybody. And if I would have tried to mandate that no one watches the game or no one says anything about the game, I just don't know if that could have been done. Just with the way things are, I mean, you could have been driving and coming off the bus and somebody's mom or some could have said something on the way in, you know. So I didn't sit there and try to dictate or mandate anything in regard to whether they were going to watch the game or not. You know what? I'm happy with the victory. What are we now? 6-1.
Mark, would you
It's a good
like,
thing.
would you like to have the bye week coming up between here and the Florida game? I know you just had it. A lot of times coaches like to have as much time as possible to prepare for a big game such as Florida.
Oh, I don't know. I think I think we'll be fine. I mean, Florida played a game, we played a game. I think both teams got the same situation, right?
Were there any new injuries that might keep a guy out next week? Is Barber or somebody else?
Right, well, you know, Avery's ankle would be the biggest question right now. I would think everybody else would recover from what I've heard. I think everybody else will be okay.
Coach, with the big nights from Murray, there were also big nights from King and Mitchell. Can you talk about the play of the receivers tonight?
Right. Well, Tavares played exceptionally well. You know, that first touchdown he caught, I really thought Murray had overthrown him and he let it go. But he just hit the afterburners and got it. Caught on the dead run, and beautiful play. And again, that was another. You know, we ran that play. We called that play earlier in the night, and it was a little kind of a hook and go. But if Murray noticed, it was a one high safety or a 3 deep type look, he was going to wave it off and then work the backside curl flat, which he hit Malcolm Mitchell on. There was a play earlier in the game, called the exact same play, and then we called it later on, and then they stayed in their quarters coverage, which we felt like when we were in that little curl flat play, we might get the safety to try to jump the route, which he did. And so Murray did a good job of not only making that play happen, but when we called it earlier, he recognized that it was against a bad look, and he didn't give it away. You know, because you can call a play like that, even if you work the backside and you still keep that hook and go on, somebody upstairs is going to see it. It probably won't be good for the rest of the game, but Murray did a good job of waving it off and not showing it until it was the right coverage.
Last question?
Okay.